When the Minnesota Vikings went out and traded for star tight end TJ Hockenson, I was a little excited. I was actually very excited at first. I also was kind of reserved because I'm like, sometimes teams make certain trades that don't exactly work out for them, but that was not the case in this one. So obviously we will give you guys a little bit of a recap as to, what actually happened in that trade as I pull it up here, and I'm not very smooth about it, but here we go. So this was from the Vikings official website. The Vikings acquired tight end TJ Hockenson from the Detroit Lions on Tuesday. Obviously this was written a while ago, as well as a 4th round pick in 2023 and a conditional pick in 2024 in exchange for a 2023 second round pick and a 2024 third round pick. So basically the Vikings got TJ Hockenson and a 4th round draft pick and potentially and most likely another pick in 2024 in exchange for a second rounder this year and a third rounder next year. So you're telling me that the Vikings only have to give up a second rounder this year and a third rounder the year after that, and they get TJ Hockenson, a former top 10 tight end of in the NFL, or former top 10 overall pick and top 10 in the NFL, and then they also get a 4th and another pick in next year's draft potentially, or in a couple years draft, excuse me. Wow. I mean, and it's not like he hasn't exactly, panned out either. I mean, through, it's not, and again, these numbers, I have to make sure I explain this. These numbers are only through 8 games, but he's got 52 catches, 444 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Yes, he had that big breakout game recently, where he caught 2 touchdowns against the Giants. And really, I think we're seeing a guy that he's just the missing piece of this offense. And this offense really, it's not like they don't have weapons. Obviously, they've got Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, who is kind of tapering off, and yes, we've seen KJ Osborne be able to step up at times too, but really TJ Hockenson, if you watch the Vikings, if you look how much their offense really relies on the tight end position, TJ Hockenson really was the missing piece, and he has been, it's been a huge payoff. So I would argue that this is probably one of the best trades this year. Now I know what people are going to say, oh, what about the Russell Wilson trade? Well, in the Broncos' defense, it looked like a good trade at the time. Like, it really was, both sides did win at the time. Now, obviously, yes, it hasn't been great now for Russell Wilson and the Broncos. I will extend the olive branch there. Also, you could mention something like the Devontae Adams trade, or maybe the Carson Wentz trade, where they got 2 third-round picks for a guy who was essentially in the MVP race a couple of years ago. There's a lot of other different trades that you could really, shake a stick at, and probably try to prop it up and say that it goes with this TJ Hockenson trade. I would still argue that this is probably the best trade of the entire year this year, because the Vikings didn't give up a whole lot for a former top 10 pick in the draft a couple of years ago, and also who has now made the tight end for a player that made the Pro Bowl this year. So he's been a godsend for the Vikings. He definitely has been a big part of this offense, and I think he's going to continue really to be a big building piece for the Vikings moving forward. And, obviously, yes, they have to pay him next year, but he's young, he's explosive, he's a good blocker, and I'm really excited for really what he's going to do with the Vikings moving forward. But let us know what you guys think, and make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truly awesome, and we love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com, or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the TJ Hockenson trade that has been paying dividends for the Minnesota Vikings.